The tragedy of Alex Lifeson is just so very sad because while he is forever celebrated as the groundbreaking guitarist of Rush, a man whose intricate playing, experimental sounds, and decades of innovation helped define progressive rock, his later years have been marked by heartbreaking struggles that contrast sharply with the glory of his musical career. Born Aleksandar Živojinovic in Toronto in 1983, the son of Serbian immigrants, Lifeson co-founded Rush as a teenager with his childhood friend Geddy Lee, later joined by drummer Neil Peart, and together the trio became one of the most legendary bands in rock history. For over 4 decades, Rush built a legacy of complex musicianship, philosophical lyrics, and sold-out arenas, with Lifeson's guitar work serving as both the backbone and the soaring voice of their sound. He was the quiet one compared to Pete's lyricism and Lee's energetic stage presence, but his contributions were monumental. Albums like 2112, Moving Pictures, and Permanent Waves showcased a guitarist unafraid to experiment with texture, tone, and emotion. Yet, as much as his music defined an era, Lifeson's personal story has been tinged with pain and sorrow. The tragedy for Lifeson is twofold: the cruel toll of aging and health issues on his ability to play, and the devastating loss of his lifelong bandmate and friend Neil Peart. In 2020, Lifeson has been open about his struggles with arthritis, which has limited his dexterity and made playing the guitar his lifelong passion and often painful task. For a man whose identity was built on his ability to weave magic from 6 strings, the gradual decline of his physical ability has been crushing, forcing him to step back from the kind of performances that once defined him. In interviews, has admitted that he can no longer play as fluidly as he once did, and while he continues to make music in smaller projects, he knows the days of touring stadiums with Rush are gone forever. That sadness is compounded by the fact that Rush itself ended in the most heartbreaking way imaginable. With the death of Neil Peart, after a secret 3-year battle with brain cancer, Peart's passing didn't just mean the loss of a drummer, it meant the loss of a brother, a creative soulmate, and the very heart of the band. Lifeson, along with Geddy Lee, has spoken about the emptiness left in Peart's absence, admitting that Rush could never continue without him, and that reality has been difficult for both the band and its fans to accept. The tragedy of Alex Lifeson is also found in the quiet contrast between the larger-than-life music he created and the personal struggles he's endured off-stage. He has faced depression, legal troubles including a highly publicized 2003 arrest after a New Year's Eve altercation in Florida, and the challenges of living in the shadow of Rush's monumental success, with little chance of replicating that magic in new projects. While he remains admired and loved by fans worldwide, there is a sadness in his reflections, as though he knows that the golden era of his life has passed, leaving him with memories both triumphant and bittersweet. For a man who once stood before thousands of adoring fans, pouring out riffs that electrified arenas, the quiet of later life has been filled with reminders of what has been lost: his physical strength, his closest friend, and the band that defined him. And yet, even in that sadness, there is resilience. Lifeson continues to create, to give interviews laced with humor, and to remind fans that while the tragedy of his story is undeniable, his music remains timeless. The tragedy of Alex Lifeson is just so very sad because it underscores the cruel truth that even legends cannot escape time, loss, and decline. But it also affirms that their art, the gift they leave behind, outlives the pain, echoing forever in the hearts of those who love them.